Hey guys, happy holidays to everyone. Honestly, this is a video I really didn't want to make, nor did I ever think I was going to have to make this video. Before I get started, no, this is not about a hell of a boss or Hazbin Hotel. It's a very serious topic. I just put this in the background so that way you guys would have something festive to look at while I talk, so you wouldn't just be looking at a black screen in my avatar. For the record, this picture is by Soups for Reals. I'll have a link to their DeviantArt in the description below. Your picture made a great Christmassy background. Thank you. And was the first one I saw that I really wanted to use. But the topic today is going to be something that's been on the rise. I've noticed a lot more both on YouTube and on Twitter. And it's kind of shocking to me because what I assume to be, I would say, basic knowledge has become very skewed, and a lot of people seem to be arguing with what I would consider to be facts, not opinion. But let's get it out of the way and get straight to the topic. So, I'm going to be talking about adults simping for younger characters and why it's completely wrong. Okay, before we get started, let's lay down some ground rules. It's okay for adults to like animation, cartoons, or anime, or anything otherwise. I'm a big anime fan, I'm a big cartoon fan. I am an adult. I am over 20 years old, and I have been watching anime and cartoons for most of my life. I cosplay, and some of the characters I cosplay are younger than me. Younger than I am, obviously. I mean, if I only cosplayed adult characters, I'd be limiting myself. But I there's a difference between liking a character and cosplaying them and enjoying their aesthetic and simping or thirsting for them. See, you can like a character without being attracted to said character. This is an important rule that apparently adults need to know. Because, see, as adults, talking to all of you, 18 or older, as we age, our taste should grow with us. That means our taste in characters should grow. Now, it doesn't mean we won't like designs of characters that are younger than us, or we won't think outfits are cool. Like, for example, I want to cosplay Bakugo. Bakugo is younger than me, but also at the same time, I want to cosplay Ida, and Ida's older than me. But the characters that you quote unquote simp for, I'm using the phrase simp because that seems to be the phrase that these people who argue this use the most, should be in your age group. Like, for example, if you were to watch an anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, why would you be simping for one of the high schoolers if you're in your 20s when there's a complete daddy like Nanami or Gojo sitting on the screen who is your age? Same with the female characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. Or in Boku no Hero, for example, or My Hero Academia, whichever you prefer, why would you simp for one of the kids when literally you have people like Eraserhead, Mount Lady, people who are all in your age group who look amazing? Why would you not be attracted to someone your age? That's common both in animation and in real life. Now, the excuse I've commonly seen used by these people, and it's not a valid one, but I'm just going to address it. The excuse they commonly use is they grew up with the show, or when I watched the show, this character was my age. Yes, okay, that is true. You might have been a minor when, say, My Hero's manga started, but you grew up, right? You still aged up. A lot of animes that are older that, like, for example, you grew up with, the characters age up too. For example, most anime fans from my fan base used to simp for Naruto. I had a major crush on Shikamaru. Guess what? There's an adult version of Shikamaru. He aged up with me, and now he has an adult counterpart. Same with, say, Ichigo from Bleach, Luffy and the crew from One Piece. All of these shows aged up their characters because they knew their fan base would age up. My Hero, on the other hand, is a show that's primarily designated in middle school to high school. And those characters probably won't age up till the end of the series. So if you're an adult, or you now, but you weren't an adult when you started simping for the characters, your taste should still age up. You shouldn't be looting or drawing or fawning over minors. I don't know why I have to explain why this is wrong, but I guess I have to. I've noticed this also a lot in the Owl House fandom, and this tends to be why younger people are terrified of adults. Because you guys do things that are creepy. Simping for minor characters is a creepy trait. Doesn't matter if they're animated or not, because it means that your morals are slippery and that you could end up simping for a real life person that is younger. This is a very, very poor quality of character to have, and it reflects badly on all of us adults who are in fandoms. Again, I've seen this a lot in the Owl House. Why would you not be interested in, say, Ida or Bellows or Lilith when you're my age instead of simping for a fucking 13-year-old? I shouldn't have to explain this. Like, I really shouldn't. Another argument I often see, this is mainly with anime, not with cartoons, is the legal age of consent in other countries. I'm not going to debate politics. I'm not going to have a political debate with you or say because this country says it's okay, it's okay. I will say this. Okay. If you are 18 or older, you are legally an adult in the United States. In my mind, you are legally an adult and you can make conscious adult decisions. If you simp for minor characters or thirst for minor characters, whatever word you really want to use that involves you being sexually lustful for minor characters, I'm going to look down at you. I don't care if it's a country's policy that says it's okay for 14 or 13-year-olds to date. I don't care if that's Japan's policy. In fact, I actually did some research before making this video. Most of Japan frowns upon that, and that's something they've been trying to change for years, but unfortunately policies aren't as easy to change in their country as it is here in America. So, yeah, even if you say, I can simp for the kids in My Hero because the age of consent is 13 or 14 in Japan, well, guess what? You're wrong on the sense of by America standards, and you're wrong by 80% of Japan, because 80% of Japan would just see you as a pedophile and they would think it's gross. Same as probably most of the rest of the world. The other excuse I commonly hear, and this one I really don't know why people say it, I really don't, is just because I'm an adult doesn't mean I feel like an adult. I feel like a child. That's not a thing. You can't identify as an age. Your age is your age, whether you like it or not. I can't get younger, okay? I'm only going to get older. That is a fact, regardless. Yes, I changed my pronouns. I used to use he, him, now I use they, them. But I still didn't change my age because I can't. My age is something I am, and I will only grow from this point on. So, by saying I feel younger does not make you any younger, and it doesn't make you any less creepy. In fact, this is an argument MAPs use, people who are attracted to minors. And all you're doing is you're furthering a policy that is openly destroying the LGBT and, well, empowering pedophiles. So, what you're saying is completely wrong on every level. Just because you feel younger, that does not make you younger. And again, just because you simped and thirst for a character when you're a kid doesn't mean you're still allowed to simp and thirst for that character now that you're an adult. Now, let me advocate what you can do, or what is okay. Now, I have seen people say this about adults, that adults shouldn't watch cartoons or anime or own figures or body pillows or anything like that. Okay, the stance on that is, adults are allowed to have hobbies. You don't just quit liking the things you like when you turn 18. I've been watching anime since I was a little kid. Now that I'm an adult, I still like watching anime and cartoons. I still love to cosplay. I own several figures and several different forms of memorabilia, manga, comics, fan art, whatever. But it's all PG, and it's all because I'm a fan of the characters, regardless of their age. It is okay to own collectibles. It is not okay to lewd or sexualize characters that are younger than you. I don't know where the whole adults can't have hobbies things come from, because if you're an adult and you don't have a hobby, then the chances of you committing suicide are extremely high, because all you would have is work and sleep. And without my hobbies, I would have probably offed myself years ago, because college would have probably killed me. Anime and manga and comics are a huge distressor for me as an adult, and I think they are for most. So there's nothing wrong with an adult collecting figures, watching cartoons, cosplaying, being in fandoms. That's fine. In fact, I mean, it just makes sense that a lot of adults will follow fandoms that they've always liked for genres they've always enjoyed. The problem comes is when the adult tries to hide that they're an adult. There is no reason for you in a fandom to hide your age. Now, I've always been an advocate of letting people know first and foremost, I am an adult. I always, in my servers that I join, especially if there are servers that I know are fandoms of sometimes that have a lot of younger people, I tend to reveal my age and name and face. This is just my personal preference because I think that it's important as an adult to be forward about your identity. If you're trying to hide who you are, then, you're being creepy. Or there's some kind of subterfuge. Now, I've heard the argument, well, what if the fandom doesn't accept me? Well, join another group. Eventually, you'll find you'll find one group of that fandom that will, and you'll probably find out there are some people your age within that fandom. I did that with the Ale House. I found a group that eventually was cool with my age as long as I was forward with who I was, and I even met some people my age and some people older than me within my Discord server based around the Ale House. But hiding your age is showing that you have some malicious intent, or at least you have some intent to not be honest with them. As an adult, you have nothing to fear from children. That's a thing. On the internet, adults are pretty safe. I mean, what is the kid going to do? Come to your house and try to rob you? No. But as a kid on the internet, you are vulnerable around adults. So it would make sense that you would want adults to reveal your age. And for those who say I hide behind a VTuber avatar, well, any of my videos from 2020 will have my face. I'm the guy with the blue hair. My name is Daniel. I go by Ashi online. I use they, them pronouns now. But you can see my face on any of my older videos. I'm the one without the beard. The one with the beard is my former friend Joe. We don't really talk anymore. That's why I switched to using this VTuber model, for those who are wondering. But hiding your face is also something... I've seen something a lot of the times that VTubers have been using this. Really huge VTubers, popular ones. I don't want to directly drop names because... Well, actually, I can use some. I've seen people like, say, Nuxtaku or Project Melody. Some of the more, I guess, PG-13 or higher VTubers use the fact that they hide behind a VTuber avatar to hit on minor characters. This is also wrong. Just because you're using an avatar that looks like a young anime character doesn't mean it's okay for you to do that. I have no idea what makes them think they can do that when they are obvious adults. We know that they are adults because, again, they make adult content and they're registered as adults. Though they hide their face and their identity, doesn't make them any less their age. I know for a fact that people like Nuxtaku and them are in their 20s. Now, I'm not saying that these people are pedophiles or whatever. I don't know. They may just be doing it for content, but it doesn't make it right and it doesn't make it less creepy. Now, the main one I really want to address is the people on Twitter who make art of these underage characters that are adults that openly say, like, they self-insert their selves with them and stuff like that. That's fucked up. That is really fucked up. You are an adult. Go find adult characters to crush on. It's okay if you're a fan of these younger characters and you like their designs and stuff. Like I said, nothing wrong with cosplaying younger characters. Nothing wrong with owning figures or collectibles or manga of younger characters. That's all good. Do not sexualize them. That is not your place. These characters are not of your age. Again, I do cosplay some characters that are younger than me, like I said, and I am fans of some younger characters. I'm having trouble thinking of examples right now. I'm a big fan of Bakugo from Boku no Hero, or My Hero. Most of the other characters that lately I've cosplayed have actually been older characters, so it's kind of hard to pick from them. I guess the next youngest character I cosplay is She-Ra, but by the end of the series she was an adult, so... But it's okay for an adult to be a fan of a younger character as long as you don't simp. I don't like it when adults use the phrase, I simp for this younger character, or I thirst for this character, because that implies sexual intent. You can say that it doesn't, but it totally does. There's a very big difference between simping and thirsting and liking a character. And we all know that. It's a very defined line, if you would. So, what's the point of this video? I'm addressing this because I want to reach out to other adults my age or close to my age or even older than me, because I'm still in my 20s, so. But I want to reach out and let them know, look, kids are going to be terrified of you because honestly what you're doing kind of feels pedophile-y. Well, actually it is very pedophile-esque or map-esque, whichever phrase you want to use. I've seen too many people join my Discord, hide their age, and then turn out to be total creepers who say they don't feel like they're adults. And I'm like, but you are. How you feel doesn't matter in the case of your age. Gender, yeah. Sexuality, yeah. All that stuff is fine. But your age, you cannot change. You are the age you are. regardless of how you feel. I like anime and cartoons too. Look, I do. But that doesn't mean I don't have to punch a clock and I'm not an adult. I've already finished college. That doesn't change that. Just because I like something that is popular among a majority of age group of younger to older doesn't make me any younger. In fact, I don't even get where you guys say like liking and cosplaying makes you feel younger. Hell, when I'm in cosplay for more than a couple of hours, all I feel like is death after the convention. I'm wondering if you guys even do the things you say you do, like cosplay and act in the fandoms, or if you just hide in the background to act creepy, because most cosplayers feel like death after they get out of their cosplays. It doesn't make them feel younger. If anything, cosplaying makes me feel more my age because I am so tired afterwards and I realize I am not as spry as I used to be. But that's a bit of a tangent, I guess. I've also seen a lot of debate about people who borderline the age of characters. This one, this one's a bit difficult to talk about because I'm not in the age group. It's something I've seen and I've heard a lot of people in my server complain about. I'm not really sure on where most people fall on this one, but I guess I'll talk about it anyways. So I see this a lot in stuff like the Owl House or Amphibia, where like people who are 16 or 17 will, simp for say characters like Amity, Luz, or Anne, who are like 13 or 14 years old. In my mind, I believe if you are 16 or 17, you should probably stick to dating people close to the, 16 to 17-year-old range. 2 years it can make a big difference. Now, I guess it's a bit different when you say 14 to 16 because that's a bit of a different age range, but if you're 17, you're 1 year off from being an adult. So just remember that. I wouldn't, like I said, I don't know where to really fall on this one because I'm much older and would already just tell people in my age group, it's okay if you're a fan of those characters, but if you sent for them, I'm, fucking watching you and I'm going to probably report you to the authorities if I catch you near children. But it's a lot harder to say with people who are younger. But the other one that I've heard a lot of people constantly complain about lately is, should adults be allowed in fandoms, yes or no? I believe that adults should be allowed in fandoms. I've been involved in fandoms since I was a kid. But I believe, again, that adults should be upfront when they're in fandoms. Genshin, My Hero, The Owl House, doesn't matter. If you're in a fandom that has a lot of younger fans, you should be direct if you're an adult. Let people know. If some people are uncomfortable, respect that. But at least you did what you could to try and make it comfortable. You revealed your age, you revealed your face, and you've given them a leverage to kind of allow them to know who you are. That way you're not sneaking around in the background and then you're not being creepy and hiding who you are. Because if you're hiding something, normally you're up to something or you have an ulterior motive. At least that's what it makes it seem like. So, yes, adults should be allowed in fandoms for sure. I would say that for sure. But adults also have responsibility for being adults within those fandoms. They need to approach things like an adult would. They need to be clear and mark their ages. And they need to let the people know. That way people feel safe around them. Let it be known. I don't know why this is a debate. I really don't. The other one I see is cosplayers who are adults cosplaying lewd versions of children's characters. No, don't do that. Don't lewd children characters even in cosplay. Just don't fucking do it. Like, seriously. I don't know why I have to explain this. I'm not really sure why this is even something we have to talk about. I also don't believe the aging them up is okay either because it means that you were... This may be just a personal me thing, but I don't believe aging them up for fan fictions and then shipping them with your OC if you're an adult is okay either because it means if you age them up, you found them attractive anyways when they were a kid, so you had to age them up just so you can feel politically correct and accepted. I still think it's creepy and don't think it's okay. That may be an unpopular opinion on my part. I'm not sure, but I just think it's creepy regardless. And again, when you get older, your taste and like for characters should age with you. Like I said, when I was younger, I was into like people like Ikto or Yusuke. But as I got older, well, damn, okay, this is a prime example. As I got older, I used to think Ichigo was hot. Now that I'm older, I think Udahara or Ichigo's dad is hot. That's just how it happens. When you age, your taste age with you. For example, if I had watched Jujutsu Kaisen when I was 14, I may have had a crush on, say, I actually am drawing a blank on the name of the guy who summons things, the shadow guy. But now that I'm older, the only thing I can say is jaw drop, look at Nanami. Oh my god, what a dad. I love that. I love Nanami so much. Right now, he's probably the character I'm crushing on the hardest. But it's kind of natural for your age to go up. I don't care if you think you feel like a child still. Even if you're a child at heart, that doesn't give you a right as an adult to lewd or be attracted to minor characters. I can't stress this enough. Like, I don't know how, like, this has become a debate on the internet. I'm not sure why it's a debate on the internet, or why it's even something that people really even question. But apparently it is. And I've started to see it float into circles around the conventions I attend. And that bothers me because I attend a lot of conventions that are in my area. And I know both adults and minors attend these conventions. And I hate to see this floating around knowing that there will be minors in the presence of these people who think like this. Seriously. Like, why? Why can't you see that it does, just because it's animated doesn't make it okay? You argue that the characters aren't real, but normally your actions in your head, even with animated characters, translate to your taste in real life. For example, when it comes to Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen, sorry I keep bringing him up a lot, he's a tall, blonde guy with a suit, and I happen to have a thing for guys who wear suits. Or to flip the script, when it comes to, say, like, really strong women characters like Shira or Ida, I have a thing for, like, and I'm talking Shira, of course, is in the end of the series when she's in her 20s. I have a thing for really strong female characters. And I have a thing for strong female women in real life. So those tastes translate. So I don't get why I don't get why these people can't understand when people get upset for them hitting on minor characters when they're full-fledged adults. I just don't see why the issue is even up for debate when it's got an obvious answer. You know what I mean? And again, a lot of my audience I know is younger, so they'll probably have stories or scenes stories where they've had adults appear creepy, and it's happened a couple of times in my Discord. Of course, we've quickly dispatched and banned these people. This is a problem. Like I said, this is a major problem. And again, I'm not going to argue politics from other areas that let you date younger people, because again, I just think that if you use that as an argument, you're just trying to justify grooming, and I find that sickening. I think you need to go get help. I won't disrespect other cultures, but there are always parts of other cultures that we disagree with, just like there are parts of American culture I disagree with. For example, I don't like the young age range in, say, the Philippines or Japan. And if you use that as an argument to try to defend the fact that you want to hit on minors, then I find you to be a sick individual and you should probably be seeing a professional or prison. I mean, that's what happens here where I'm from, so one of those two things. Seriously, I don't know why this is a discussion topic I have to talk about. I will be putting a trigger warning on this video for anyone who watches it, and I will be noting that this is a serious topic. But yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss today. So to sum it all up, if you are an adult and you like a minor character, is like their aesthetic or their design or their powers or their personality, that's fine. But if you are an adult and you are simping, thirsting, whatever sexual attraction term you use of a minor character, then that is not okay. It is okay for adults to cosplay characters younger than them, but it is not okay for adults to want to sexualize characters that are younger than them. It is okay for an adult to be in a fandom, but once an adult is in that fandom, they should make it known if they're surrounded by kids that they are an adult. They shouldn't sneakily try to hide it, because the kids aren't a threat to you. This is all, I feel like, should be common knowledge, but for some odd reason it's become a hot topic on the internet today, and it's not common knowledge. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's an important topic. I hope it reaches some of my adult fan bases and they share it around so they know that, these people are creepy, because I don't want them at conventions hitting on minors cosplaying their favorite minor character because that's just fucking sick. And if I see you doing it, you know I'm going to report you to the security or the police, right? I'm just going to make that very aware. It's not okay. Pedophilia is not okay in any form. Don't hide behind it, don't try to sugarcoat it, and don't try to use culture to justify it. It's not okay. And that's about all I wanted to say, so Ashi signing out.